have been working all day. Left a 9 to 5, came to my 9 to 5, 9 to whatever, 5 to whatever, whenever I stop. And I was just thinking about life. I do that often. I do it often. I just reflect. Sometimes I think about, how people are doing after the fact. But then it's like, what did you learn from it? I'm often asking myself. And I try not to come down on myself. I try not to be negative towards myself when I reflect on the people that I attracted and the people that I dated. Every person that I was with, I literally felt like this person would be with me for the rest of my life. I did not assume that they would come and go. I just didn't understand the fundamentals of dating, learning in your experiences, and preparing yourself, building yourself up for what's going to not be a reason or a season. You understand? So, look, I'm on it. So, in that process, I'm sitting back and I said, every dude that I dated was humble about it. They were secretive about it. They didn't want to really say much. But the majority of the dudes that I dated had horrible stories about their mothers. Off the top, without saying any names, I remember a young man at the time I was dating him, telling me that his mother was abusive, that she would put food in the oven and then pass it to him and make him eat it fresh out the microwave or oven. And if he made a smirk, or if he cried, or if he said it was too hot, that he would get in trouble, and she would give it to him with a straight face. When he saw himself opening up to me like that and sharing something so deep like that with me, he clammed up, and he never talked about the relationship that he had with his mom. But I could tell just from being around them, I wasn't the woman that I am today. But I could tell from being around him that he was into incest, that there was some sexual activity amongst the family, that there was just a lot of things going on. Another guy told me the story about his mom, that she was just evil, that she was just always mean and aggressive towards him, and she would leave him places and with people who would take advantage of him. And I'm sitting next to this man, not questioning if this can be somebody that I can love for the rest of my life, because in paths, when you're on a journey before self-discovery, you don't think about that. You don't think about if this person is, their trauma is going to affect you moving forward. You just want to love them. You know what I mean? And assume that whatever's healthy in the relationship that you bring to the table will eventually rub off and become something that is them, which all of that is possible. But, so I'm sitting back and I'm reflecting on these relationships and reflecting on the people that I dated and reflecting on the things about them that attracted me towards them, the trauma that I hadn't healed from, that attracted me towards them, that brought me into their life, something that I liked about them. It was something they either did, something they showed me. It was something I wanted, something I needed or never received before growing up as a kid, that they offered. But when coming into their lives, not understanding the multitude of their trauma, whatever attracted me to them, but they came with extra shit. Doing shit that I would never do to a person. Now, even though I would never do those things to another human being, whatever attracted me to that person drew me in. But what I wasn't prepared for was the plus tax trauma. The trauma plus tax. The extra shit. Okay, the extra shit that I didn't even know that was in myself, as in regards to what attracted me to them, whether it be the fact that they appeared to be affectionate, whether it be the fact that they appeared to be family orientated, whether it was they appeared to be somebody who wanted to be together forever. These are the qualities that I was looking for, not knowing myself. Did not know that I was attracting me, my likeness, attracting me. There was something about this person that was unison to me, but also they came plus tax. And The shit that was the plus tax shit, I know you follow me. The plus tax shit that they came with was the shit that I had to go through from not listening to my intuition, those that are guiding me, that are with me, not listening and staying in that space. Then the repercussions of the extra shit became my dilemma, became my issue, became something that I needed to grow through. Every situation depleted me. I gained nothing from any of them. Nothing. But the wisdom to know what not to do, to understand what I should do and need to do, and to know how to approach it the next time. But I didn't learn how to approach it the next time because I wasn't learning. I was just needing love. I was just needing for somebody to not leave me, for somebody to just stay and love me for the rest of my life. And we just build this family together, this empire. I was searching for something that I did not have for myself. So in my search, everybody that I met, everybody had a trauma that was beyond what you can imagine. And I dealt with the taxes of that trauma. And it brought me to a point of, it ain't shit you can ask me that I won't have an answer to. It ain't shit that you've been through that I had not witnessed, experienced, overcome to be able to give you some insight and foundation on that shit. And somebody told me one day, they said, you know, you're going to keep going through this until you get tired of it. And when you get tired of it, then that's when you're going to make a change. And that time came. And I'm going to tell you, men and women, there is no age bracket, no status bracket, no life bracket. When you've made the decision to choose you and to be able to, you know, sit back and actually reflect on the unison, same face, same, different face, same shit. I cannot tell you how many different dynamics of narcissists that I attracted. Different levels of narcissism, dynamics of this. I got stories for that ass. Dynamics of narcissism that I had experienced to the point where it most definitely was, I mean, each person was unrecognizable, but there was always a unison. There was always a pattern that they all display. The point that I'm trying to make and what I'm trying to say is to men and women who are out there growing up without a parent, who are out there raising yourself without a mom or a dad or any support whatsoever. What I'm telling you is, when I was young, I was so caught up into surviving, what I'm going to eat, where I'm going to stay, what am I going to do, who's going to love me, who's going to value and accept me and appreciate, you know, the whole life journey. I was so caught up into survival that I didn't take the time to realize that everybody that I was meeting wasn't meant to stay in my life forever. They came to plant a seed. And I was the one, you are the one, I was the one that could dictate how much of that seed I wanted them to plant. But because I went in, all in, just completely intentional, I received the residue. Okay? The residue of everything that they hadn't even thought about healing from. No judgment on their present, but probably still hadn't healed from. So what I'm saying is, people come for a reason and season and lifetime. And when people say that, it is true. Like I tell young adults, because we're older people, we are wisdom, we're supposed to speak to the younger kids and let them know, you know what I mean? Whether we know them or not, whether we're family or not. Okay? I tell them, listen, when I was your age, I wasn't thinking about my success. I wasn't thinking about how I would provide for a family. I wasn't thinking about my career. I wasn't thinking about how I'm going to orchestrate my life so that when I get older, I can have a comfortable life and live it abundantly. Like, I wasn't thinking about my education. I wasn't thinking about the future. I was thinking about what I needed to do right then and there. And as a young adult, in your survival state, in your survival mind, you have to think about the steps you are taking to get you where you're going. I am an advocate of education. I don't care what nobody say. I'm an advocate of going to school. If you feel like you don't need to each his own. But I got Caribbean in my family. My family from Belize, we believe in education when you come from a different country. When you come from a different part of the world, we believe in educating yourself. And that's just the foundation of my family. I had no schooling. Oh, it's so much. It's so much, you guys. It's so much. But the point that I'm trying to make to the young adults is people are going to come and go. Not everybody you meet is meant to be with you for the rest of your life. Not everybody you meet is meant to stay, to love you, and to give you the things that you lacked growing up. I tell them, make sure you learn from every experience that you have. They come to teach you something. And if you see anything that you know is not healthy, it makes you burn inside. When you burn inside because you're burning, that means that that person has come with a little bit more than what you want to see the outcome of. But instead of doing what I did and staying to see what the outcome is going to be, staying, thinking that I could do something to change the situation around, I regretted it because the outcome was me crying, okay? Me sad for months on end, me sad for weeks. And this mofo is out there doing they dang thing like I never even existed, probably. So what I'm saying is prepare yourself for being focused on yourself and what you're going to do with yourself, in yourself, to yourself. Pay attention with what is happening with yourself and understanding, yes, I'm in this space right now. I have no mom, no dad or no mom or whatever the situation may be, no family at all. Shit. And I'm out here and I'm in survival mode. But in this survival mode, what am I doing to prepare myself to never be in this space again? That's what I didn't think about. And I'm not sad to say that it is never too late to think about it. Because I had to get to a place in my life on my journey in this time and space where I got fed up with everything and everybody. Okay? And then to my adults that are alone, you have to understand that there is something about you. Like every person that I dated, I wanted to sit back and recycle these experiences and talk about them and bring them up. And it was that nigga did this and that. No. When you become real with yourself, you realize that you were the problem. Yes, you didn't deserve what you went through. You didn't deserve that multitude of stress and trauma that was placed upon you. Drama, physical abuse, emotional abuse. None of it was something you deserve, right? But it is because, hopefully this is helping somebody. It is because of what you had not healed in yourself that you have attracted somebody who is trauma bonded to what it is you lack, what it is you think you need, what it is you thought you wanted. For some reason, when you have no foundation and you grow up with no backbone, no back support, nobody to lean on, you're seeking for validation. You're seeking for acceptance. You're seeking to be approved. You're seeking to be completely accepted, approved, validated by other people. And you feel bad when they don't like you. You feel bad if they say something about you. You feel like there's something you need to do to make it better. But in actuality, the only thing you need to do is not give a F about what they're thinking and what they're saying, because people are going to do that even in your best outfit. Even in the best place that you could ever be in life. They're going to do it. They're people. But what you experience, what you think, how you're going to transition survival into focusing on my future will put you in the mind state to not even care about what anybody else is saying or about you. But I'm letting you know that in overstanding that you need this, that you are, drawing people towards you. Like, I didn't even care. Niggas didn't even have teeth. Niggas I was fucking with was pulling out dentures. I'm dating somebody almost with him a year and didn't even know his teeth was fake. Wait a minute. I'm not talking about nobody. But the point I'm trying to make is I was not engaged with understanding who I was messing with. When I look back at the faces and the personalities and the lifestyles, these was crackheads, some of them. They was alcoholics, some of them. They was abusers, some of them. Was pedophiles, some of them. I have stories for that ass. I never reflected on what's going on in this person's life. I just felt accepted for that time frame, for that moment. I'm telling you, that level of acceptance and what we lacked, when people say you need to love yourself, you need to give it to yourself, and that sounds like a foreign word to you. It was foreign for years when I heard it. I didn't fucking know what it meant. Excuse my French, we adults, we kids, we adults. I didn't know what that meant for years. What it meant to love myself. How do I? Because YouTube wasn't available. You know, back in my day, we had MySpace. You know what I'm saying? We had MySpace. You know what I'm saying? Needless, I loved it, MySpace. Loved it. Needless to say, you could put the little music in the background. Remember MySpace? And we was happy because when you clicked on our page, you know what I'm saying, that music started playing. Focus. So, validation, acceptance, approval, wanting to be needed will end up putting you, as I did for myself, in spaces and places and around people who only have you around because you're an empath, because you have good intentions, because you have a good heart, because you mean well, because you overgive, you overlove and appreciate, you apologize when you're not wrong, you understand? People that have those kind of hearts, like the people, the categories I just mentioned, they see you. They can see you. They can spiritually discern you, the softness of you, so they know who you are. So all I'm saying is, women and men, children, dogs, cats, and foe, be aware of the fact that with everything we think we know nothing. And one thing that's extremely important is if you know that you have not taken the steps to invest into your healing, to the point where when you step into the room, you make the beautifulest man go. The beautifulest woman, the handsomest man, the beautifulest woman go. You make beautiful people jealous of you. When you step into the room, somebody said, when you step into the room, you intimidate people. I didn't even try to. And I didn't even know who I was then. You want to become somebody that's invested into you, where people see your glow and people see it, and you know how to say, you're not healthy for me. You're not healthy for me. Because practically everybody you meet, you're going to say no to. Practically everybody you meet will not align. Practically. So just imagine how many people are out here that are accepting people into their life just so they won't be alone. Imagine how many people out here have the most dysfunctional homegirls, the most dysfunctional homeboys, the most dysfunctional people in your life because you're afraid to be alone and fuck with yourself. I fucks with my own energy. You understand? I make myself laugh. I cry. I have a good time when it's time to do so. I think, I manifest. Whatever it needs to be focused on you. Reason, season, lifetime. It's real. It's true. People come in your life to heal, to kill, or destroy. And if you're willing and able To see through that, through the time and effort you are putting to yourself. I didn't even mean to say if you're willing. When you're able to see that and pay attention to a person's purpose, you will not allow them to stay around as long as you have, dealing with the repercussions of the shit that they came to dump upon you. And guess what? I wish I had a chair. Some of them just want you around because you're happy. Some of them just want you around because you're positive. Some of them have no intentions for you whatsoever at all. Some of them just have you around because when you are around, you are light. And you bring light to them. And you make them feel human. You make them feel needed. I promise you. If I ever meet another person again that watched the Crime Channel all day, I'm running for my mother fudge cake life. The Crime Channel. All these people that you think they watching it to learn, is something conniving and devious about the motherfucker. It's something about them. Not everybody, but I'm going to always speak from my own experience. Trust me. Needless to say, not everybody that comes into your life, young man, young woman, grown man, grown woman, is here to love you for the rest of your life. I'm growing. As I'm growing, I'm learning. And as I'm learning, I'm speaking. And as I speak, I grow. And as I grow, I help. And as I help, I learn. It's all a cycle of positivity up over here. You understand? Nothing but it. And I cannot keep my story to myself. Because, how could I be of any service if I don't serve myself? By allowing myself to speak out on what life had to offer, has to offer, had to offer, did offer your girl. To bring me to where I am today, to be like, wow, now that I'm able to weed through the narcissist, the emotionally unavailable, the abusive, the manipulator, we're talking about every level of a person that you've experienced, plus tax with sugar on top. C-walk, homie. B-walk, homie. I'm just letting you know this, and I'm letting you know this now. All of us want to be loved and want to love, okay? And there is no greater love than whoever you pray to, whoever your God is, whether it be you or your energy or the Holy Spirit or the God you pray to, whether it be Buddha, even if you chant Hare Krishna, whatever it is that has you solid, that keeps you grounded, or nothing. If you speak to yourself, all praises. All praises. But you have to understand what love is like in the world that we live in today. I'm a grown-up that likes Asian animation. I like to play video games. I am a motherfucking kid. I'm a huge baby. A big one. A grown-up, mature one with emotional intelligence, you know. And I love to have fun. I like to talk about, needless to say, this is not an interview. But if you have that kind of pure characteristics and intention in life and you want to, that is going to come. But if you hadn't received it yet, excuse me, I burped. It's because there's some things that you need to invest into yourself first. And those things that you need to invest into yourself will bring you to a place of being able to identify what is unhealthy, to identify your unhealthiness activities, because you're going to be finding out stuff about yourself for the rest of your life. You know what I mean? It is about you protecting your life, protecting your energy, protecting your heart, avoiding when your spirit say, oh, you know, he gonna change, you know what I'm saying? He ain't gonna be like that forever. He gonna show up. No, the fuck, he may not. He's not. Because if you gotta say it, if you gotta talk to somebody else about it, if you gotta go to people, strangers and shit, like, yeah, you know, this happened, there's some uncomfortableness. If you got to bring it up several times just to find out if it's true, if you got to convince yourself about something, man and women, I'm letting you know that nothing healthy needs to be convincing about, if you understand what I mean. When it's right for you, it's smooth. It's easy. It's in alignment. There's happiness. There's joy. There's no going into a relationship, and as soon as you go into the relationship, you go to jail. Who the fuck? Wait, this is a sign. Wait a minute. Wait. You is not healthy. Wait, this means something. Pay attention to the signs. I love you. A grip. Okay? Because your mother did that. Okay? You don't know my story. Figure it out. Leave these people alone. I mean, focus on yourself. And if you want to know what loving yourself is like, or learning how to love yourself, or what is, I have no clue, Star. I have no clue on what loving myself is like. What's the first step? Leave me a message. I can give you the first step. I can help you understand what loving yourself is like, what the first step is. I'm still in the process. I haven't arrived. We're going to do it together. But needless to say, it is a journey. And it causes you to be invested into you and what you're doing. What you're doing. What are you doing for you? What are you doing? How do you know what you need? What are you doing? Why do you care about what you need to be doing to be accepted? Why did I care? Because I never grew up with it to know what it was like to not need it. So I needed it for a really long time. And I learned in every way. The hard, the good, the bad, the up, the down, the left, the right, the sideways. I learned. And I want to help avoid that happening for you, if possible. You and my family. Cousins, sisters, brothers, children. I want to help avoid that. Peace and love. Remain infinitely idiosyncratic, and remember, you are loved when you love yourself first. Real talk.